Okay. Oh, let me fix this real quick so I don't have no problems. No problems. So, what's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving as usual. I'm off. So, I'm going to go live real quick. As you can see by the title of this live, it's so you want them to stay and be disrespected. And I don't really think a lot of people realize what y'all asking these guys to do at times. Y'all want these guys to stay and be disrespected. And here's the issue. And by the way, the video was inspired by something Edward Anderson said. And when BGS put up Tia Son Johnson's Black Onyx report recently. What's up, Uber Chris? Uh, and I'm going to touch on these things because I've seen numerous examples of this in the week. You know, what's good, Third Ward? You know, I see you. Y'all say these, you know, the men are abandoning the community and the men are abandoning the family. And I think people aren't taking into consideration that when you look at the male female dynamic and the gender role dynamic of how men and women are different, you know, even biblically they say men want to be respected. So you're saying you're loving the men and you love men, but you disrespect them. They don't, you know, we like being loved by people, but we want the respect more. So what winds up happening is you're disrespecting guys and you want them to stay because you love them. And that's not gonna happen. You know, that's really not gonna happen because no man wants to be in that type of environment. And and it probably is the reverse for a woman. A woman would, you know, if a man respects a woman but he doesn't love her, I don't think she probably is gonna stay. You know, I respect you, but I don't love you, so it is what it is. Like, I think those are two things that are just, they are what they are in society. So what winds up happening is, you know, you say these men aren't staying in these marriages, aren't staying in these relationships, and you're not taking into consideration that they're in relationships and families that disrespect them. And this idea that to be a man, you know, you have to fight through constant disrespect without fighting or being put in a position where you might want to have to force people to respect you, which is normally going to cause fear and resentment. It changes the whole game. It changes the whole dynamic of the situation. And I think people don't realize that. I don't know who the hell this is trying to call me, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know? And what I mean by that is there's nothing to talk about. Because when you say these men abandon the family, nobody ever asked the question, how did y'all treat that man? Like, if he went to work, came home, hard day, he provided for his family, did you treat that man with respect? Did he leave? He abandoned you just because he wasn't a good guy? Or did he just leave because he got tired of being disrespected? Not only being disrespected, but being disrespected in his own house that he works to pay the bills and provide, that he pays the bills for, with the family that he's taking care of. Did anybody ever take into consideration maybe he don't like that? Because sometimes when I you know, had a conversation with older men, some guys, you know, and I hate saying it's backwards, but some guys were just reckless. Dion, what's going on? Some guys were just reckless, but the majority of the men went to find a happier life that they got respect in. They went somewhere where they felt appreciated, where they felt respected, where people understood their efforts and didn't trample them. You know. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. Self-care boss, what's up? So When people think, because sisters always talk about, we love black men. Tiff, what's going on? You know, we love black men, but black men ain't asking for you. But while you saying you love us, you're constantly disrespecting us, and you're not understanding why men are getting turned off. Because the men are like, oh, you love me so much, you just gonna disrespect me like this. You know, I got to I'm gonna take your love and the shade brigade. I love you, but you ain't all that. You ain't really nobody, but I love you. Okay. Other people do way more than you, but I love you. Okay. This is what we doing. So it's really not uh uh oh yeah, that's what this live about, self-care. I'm going there. First it starts with the boys. You know, like I saw the little video today about the mom who went to school to whip her kid in front of the teacher, and she all in his face, cussing him out, like rolling up on him like a grown, like she, what's up, Art? What's happening? You know, he's a grown man per se. Yeah, self care. You can look at it. It's mother, black shirt, black jeans, Jordans on, whipping the boy on the school property in front of the teacher. What's up, young Jay? And on somebody while somebody else is filming, and she's all in his grill, like cussing him out. Little, you ain't gonna never do this again, little. Now the little boy obviously did something to get called to the school, but the fact that you would film it and basically bully him like that on camera, I'll break your neck if you do this again. That's something you do behind closed doors in the bathroom at home. You don't do that on camera in front of the teacher in the world to see. While mind y'all, I don't think y'all take this into consideration. Oh, I don't know who filmed it. It was there. Like, it's on the internet. You can see it. It's been circulating through Instagram and Facebook. But realize, because it's a mother doing that in front of a teacher, the disrespect is that comfortable, because that's something you should call child protective services for when you see something like that. Melisha, what's going on? What's up? Truthful, I see it. So that's something you should call child protective services for. But here's the problem. Nobody looks at that as a problem, even for a first grade black boy with a black mother in front of a white teacher on camera, because guess what? It's a boy. I don't respect him enough to not embarrass him in front of the world like this and think it's okay. Remember with a kid, when the mother beat him up in front of the people when they had to ride? Everybody thought she was a protective mother and this, that, and the third, but, they really didn't have her back in the long run, did they? They just used it as a tool to say, yeah, this is how you're supposed to treat them boys. Now, same thing in social media when the fathers would whip the daughters. It was always abusive, even when the daughters were out of line. But you didn't see the fathers normally getting in the face of the little girls, trying to bully them and be, Deja, what's happening? How you doing? And subscribe to her channel, y'all. She's a young, smart lady. She talks about she talks about homelessness. So, I mean, that's some real good stuff. Let me get back to the subject. This is where it goes left, because that little boy gonna be traumatized because you get bullied so long, and y'all forget to say this. You don't respect your sons. We don't respect our boys at times because we want to bully them and be domineering over them, kind of like, so by the time that they get grown and they're old enough to really handle themselves, you want them mentally shackled and fearful that don't ever raise up to me, even though they could break you in half. You see, and that's unfortunately that's normal self-care, but that's what it is, And what winds up happening is, since you don't respect the boys, when the boys grow up to be men, you don't respect the boys and you don't respect the men, and you think that they were groomed to be able to just handle the disrespect. When in actuality, when boys get old enough and become grown, you gonna respect me, or you gonna get from around me. Cause now you ain't gonna put your hands on me, you ain't gonna try to whip me, and I'm gonna retaliate, and then it's gonna be looked at like How dare he? But that's not the truth. I'm glad you can too, self care. But it starts at a young age with the boys. And then you disrespect the boys in the sense of if the father's around or not around, you talk down to the boys about their father while you're disrespecting them. And what do you think? What's happening? What's happening, Maywood? PEKD. Oh, you know what? What winds up happening is you disrespect the boy to the point that, by the time we become grown men as adults, we're accustomed to being disrespected. So my baby mama could talk crazy about me to me and my son because I was accustomed to my mama talking to me crazy about my daddy and talking to me crazy too. You get what I'm saying? But when God said, we're not doing that. No, 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 no. Then it becomes an issue. Yeah, a cycle. And the other thing is sometimes if you're the big brother or the brother in general, you're deemed as the one that's supposed to be the protector. And nobody respects the fact. I got you. I got you. I got a list right here. I got a list right here. Manny, what's going on? So a lot of times the brother could be looked at as the protector and as a young boy, but nobody takes into consideration the situations that they're willing to put him in that have nothing to do with protection. When y'all want him to be your pit bull and put him in a situation, it's okay, which is disrespectful. You know, man. Well, self care. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I mean, I'm so used to stuff like this. It's ridiculous because I'm grown, basically. Mr. E was good. So what winds up happening is now you don't respect, your own siblings' life and health because at a moment's notice, you go, my big brother or my brother coming, and it might not be that big of a situation, but you're not respecting the fact that you might get your brother into something that you can't get him out of. And oh well, because that's what he's there for. And that's the part of disrespect. He's there, even as a boy, he's there to lay his life on the line for anybody else because they want to prove a point. You know, he's your warrior and your champion, even when it ain't really no war. You know? So at the end of the day, it is what it is. There's no respect there. But you want that, like sometimes, brothers might get up and go to college and go to the military and the family might miss them and they may feel like they're less protected. Or if a kid goes to college or the military, they might deem that kid with the responsibility, you need to go make something of yourself so you can take care of all of us. Which is a different aspect with the young ladies, because with the young ladies, it was normally you need to go be successful so you don't have to depend on no man. What's up, Edward? Which is also a disrespect to the men, because guess what? You send him out into the world to be a provider. You send her out into the world to say, I don't need you. So you disrespecting guys, but you want them to stay. You want them to stay for that. And it's like, we're not gonna stay. What's up, Devin? I don't do the Oreos no more. I told you I gave up. Can't y'all see that I lost weight because I stopped eating sugar? And I just left the gym. But I bought a whole pizza. I was hungry. Anyway, the family, what I'm talking about is partially the family. Oh, it's Zam. Is that the Magnolia, the third one, Magnolia? Woody. We get down to a certain extent. Rollo, what's good? Hey, we get into that. I'm just saying, you want these guys to stay, but while you disrespecting them, that is not going to work. That's what we on, Rollo. Like when the family teaches disrespect, I believe that. The family teaches the disrespect. The family says what's good. Sean, what's popping? The family allows it. Your family will emasculate you. You know what I'm saying? Cool. Your family will emasculate you. Your family will tell you you're not good enough. Not necessarily. I take that back. Your family. Some people's family tells them that they're not good enough, and some people's family, if you're not gonna do something that benefits them, they're not gonna rock with you. The family doesn't mind the disrespect. The same thing I was meaning when I was talking about the mother whipping the son in front of the teacher. That's not something you would do with a girl. It's not. But the family is okay with, well, it's a boy, so we gonna disrespect him differently. We're gonna emasculate him differently. You know what I'm saying? First of all, this is just a hat. I'm a Saints fan. Don't play with me. Shout out to Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Brees. Or Shay gonna be like, I want that hat. But when your family treats you like, you're expendable, you begin to believe that you're expendable. You know what I'm saying? Rollo, man, thanks, fam. Yamil, who that? You know, when your family teach you, we're gonna only respect you if you get yourself in a position where you could do something for us. But if not, you're a failure. Then guess what? Everybody else can disrespect you. We that. And that becomes a problem because, your family, for the boy, sets down that base where if my parents, my grandparents, my uncles, my aunts, my siblings, my cousins, if it's okay to throw me under the bus, then I guess the world is supposed to do it too. Tahaka, what's good? What I was talking about last night with O'Shea, like sometimes the angst between the angst amongst the men when we're young is everybody else in society is bullying me. I'm not gonna let you do it too. And then when these boys start standing up for themselves and become men, that's what's part of what people think is toxic masculinity. It's that you've been beating these guys down physically as they were children and mentally their whole lives. When they say enough is enough, they respond to it. Their response is toxic. BTM, what's going on? Their response is toxic to you. You know what? Hold up, Tahaka. Hold up. I got you. There you go. He does. Deshaun does belong in the MVP conversation, but I don't like the Texans. I'm a hater. I'm good, Trenton. So what winds up happening is now when these boys become young men and they like, I'm not doing that. You're not doing that to me. Then all of a sudden it's the Torian, what's good? It's the classic, he's a problem. This is how some of these young boys in school wind up getting detention because he's tired of being treated like trash. And he's responding. That's why it's different when other people are passionate, but he's a threat. That's where it comes from. You're supposed to be able to disrespect him, but he's supposed to still stay. No, that's not going to happen. The classic like Antoine Fisher-esque thing. Now, I'm going to skip over this part and I might come back to it later. Nicole Michelle was talking about something. Because I was going to talk about the community disrespect, but Nicole Michelle was talking about something. Man, no, I ain't messing with San Fran. She was saying, she has a high respect for soldiers. And she said she's noticed that women will screw over soldiers who are actually good men to them. Man, Kenny, thank you. Thank you very much, man. LVZ, what's up? Now, but when it comes to felons, they'll stick with them. See, if a man is a soldier, he's on deployment, she'll cheat on him. If a man's a felon, she's a ride or die chick. And this is disrespect because all of the guys who are productive brothers see this. And I'm using that as an example, but It's the same thing about she likes bad boys, but good guys are not really that much fun. It's like, okay, it's disrespect. You're disrespecting these guys by, you respect the people who would do you dirty, and you give your quote unquote love to them. But the guys, danger D, yeah. But the guys who are quote unquote protectors and providers first, you disrespect them. Their provision isn't good enough. Hey, Naomi, little fine self. Their protection isn't good enough. Their provision isn't good enough. When these guys are family men and they take care of their family and whatnot, you know, he's not exciting. He's not fun. But it takes a lot out of you to provide for a family. It does. So you're not respecting that man's grind. You're not respecting his hustle. You're not respecting his sacrifice. But you want that man to stay while you go have fun. I need to go have fun because being around you who are, putting your blood, sweat, and tears to making sure we're comfortable is there we go. Um, while he's putting his blood, sweat, and tears in, it's not being respected or reciprocated. You don't care. But if a guy is willing to turn you on by doing something wild and reckless, he's a man. Oh, I respect him. He got the biker swag. He got the gangster swag. Oh my God, he's this, he's that. Oh, he just makes me feel. Well, he makes you feel good because the guy that you don't respect covered all of your needs. So you ain't got to worry about where you sleep. You ain't got to worry about what you eating for dinner tonight. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry about if you got a car, where you can go, this, that, and the third. You don't have to worry about that. But now with this other guy, you got to work. It's so exciting to be reckless because the disrespect is if this all fails, I can always fall back and find a guy like the guy I left for the bad boy, which in essence is disrespectful because you think you can leave him and come back to him, he gonna be there, or you think you can put him out, and go do your thing, and when it's all said and done, he'll be there. Ah, Jill, thank you, Shug. And that's not true. And what winds up happening at the end of the day is you get caught up in these situations where Roger report. Uh that too. That too. That too. One of the issues about that, it comes up with the ideology that, what, when I feel like it, when I feel like I'm gonna knight him, he's gonna get on one knee and I'm gonna say, nah, I'm gonna respect you, without thinking that the man's like, no, I respect myself, so I'm not gonna stick around for this. Goonie, thanks. I'm not gonna stick around for this, and these guys are not sticking around. And then when these guys don't stick around, they abandon you. No, they didn't abandon you. They didn't leave you. They left a toxic environment that didn't respect them. Now, one of the other issues about this is you want him to stay, but you want to disrespect him, but he'll never be the hero. Nigel, what's going on? He'll never be the hero. He can help you in your time of need, but he's not the hero. Give the credit, give all praises to God. He did it, but give it to God. If no matter what happens, that could be the first one. Well, I know you came along, but God sent you in my life. It's all praises to the Most High. So you're not gonna respect this guy. He can't be the hero, huh? Even when he was the one. If God sent him to be the hero, right? I mean, gave the world his only begotten son. Isn't his only begotten son the hero? People don't go, that's crazy. Jared, what's going on? And since he'll never be the hero, it's a problem. And we see that even in television and movie depictions. You know, Observer. Every man has a child inside of him. A lot of times, men forget that child inside who is unpredictable and creative, which actually turns women on. I mean, yeah, that could be true. But now, but your brothers. Let me get back to this one. Let me get back to this. Grit and grind was good. You know, now when these guys do something and they get the job done, he still ain't the hero. It ain't good enough. It ain't like, you know what I'm saying, you didn't stick the landing. I mean, you came through, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna give you a 8.72 because you didn't quite stick the landing on that. Well, you needed them to be a hero. You didn't need them to be perfect. What's up, Jacqueline? You didn't need him to be perfect, but when he came through, he can't be the hero because he didn't do it the way you wanted to in the end. You know, you could be the dad or the brother, and you come through, and you can't really be the hero because they might wind up doing the very same thing again and wind up in the very same position. So they don't look at you as a hero; they look at you as a cleanup man. Man, you got me out of that jam. Whew! Thank you. 2 days later, they back in another jam. Whew! So you're never the hero. You just, you know what? Such and such, they always got me. I'm gonna screw this up too. I know who I can call. So you're not a hero. You're a clown at that point. So that's disrespect. But you want them to stay. You know, if you find yourself disrespecting somebody, the relationship was already done. Yeah. You know, and then that person's like, I'm not helping no more. Don't call me no more. I'm not hanging around you no more. Why? Because you disrespected me by having me, come to your rescue and always being in these trying times. And I'm enabling you to be stupid. I'm putting myself on the line for nothing. You know? And a lot of times, I think that hurts a lot of men in general. Is when he can't be when he's obviously the hero, but he can't be the hero. You know, when he got the job done, and it's like that's always something. Now, if mom, grandma, auntie, even granddad do it. If they put you are you the greatest. Hercules. It's like, okay, that's what we doing? Okay. So now you don't want to be the hero anymore. You don't ever want to help. Because you're being disrespected. It is what it is. And you want these guys to stay. And you don't understand why these guys don't want to go. Don't want to stay. Because it ain't nothing in them. Can now compete the Lord. I am delivered. So now you in this situation where it's just not gonna work. It's just toxic in the way that it happens. Jeremy, what's going on? It's toxic. It's not gonna happen. And then this is the part where the men get on strike. You know what I'm saying? The men are on strike. And now you mad at the men for being on strike. And what is the premise of a strike? The premise of a strike is, how can I say this? You're not getting paid for your work. You're getting shortchanged. So you stop and you let the system shut down and let people see how valuable you really are. So now the men going on strike. And now because the men go on strike, you can't respect them. Anime was good, you know. Oh man, thanks, Jeremy. Thank you. Now you want these men to come off a strike so you could get back to doing stuff for me. But you don't realize the guys are not coming off a strike because you ain't came to the table with no benefits, you know. And you're not coming with any benefits because you're not accustomed to actually doing anything respectful to the men or for the men, you know. And I'm not gonna say like just feminism, but it's society in general where when a man does something, it's it's alright. Is it really? As many great men as you see in society, you can't you can only give people credit if they are doing something that you want. It's not wrong to go where one is appreciated or celebrated. So understandable, exactly. You know, and that's the thing. Like when guys say I'm not being appreciated, I gotta bounce. And I ain't gonna lie, like I can even with the strike thing. I think part of that is part of all the interracial dating. Also, is that you're not feeling appreciated by your own group, so you're getting appreciation from other people outside of your group who are respecting you more than your own is. They appreciate your efforts more than your own does. And so now you're on strike because, I hate, brothers talk about younger brothers being more into interracial dating. And I haven't, it's rare that I meet a black man who black women isn't his first option. But it's not rare to meet a black man who does interracial dating and he says that other women treat him better, they respect him more, they reciprocate more. They reciprocate more. They reciprocate more. I'm not going to just say respect, and they reciprocate more. You know, you have a lot to offer. Yeah, you ever noticed that? Yeah, if you exactly, you can't ask for, like it's sad we can't ask for help because there's no we get disrespected for asking for help. We're just supposed to be here to help everybody else, and it's just not what it is. So now it's like it becomes a bit of a maybe even a bitter truth, a bitter pill to swallow. That I can't confide and trust in my own people. And then now it's like, what we doing? I don't want to help you. Like I was looking at a show about Willie Taggart getting fired from Florida State, the black head coach. And I didn't realize when he became the head coach 2 years ago, Jimbo Fisher just left the school, you know, and he left it a mess because he didn't keep it 100 with the students and his players. So when Willie Taggart got there, people like some of the players already didn't buy into the coaching because they feel like they got played by the head coach who left. And when you enter the situation where you are coming into a mess and people are already out of the door on you. Evron, what's good? Domo, what's up? Did you ever think you'd become an all-star on YouTube? No. I'm the Lloyd Banks. I'm so fly. I got money and that's part of the reason about the things I buy. I ain't seen Lloyd in a while though. That's what you're trying to say. I'm about to disappear. you know. So the guys go on strike because it's like, man, I got duped. I can't buy into being teammates with y'all because y'all don't respect me. Y'all left me hanging already. Anime. Y'all left me hanging already, which is a problem. You know. Now, here's where I think part of the issue is about you want these guys to stay, but when these guys say one of the main reasons the strike can be over if you bring respect to the table. And the fight is, I ain't got to respect you. You just need to get off a strike. That's the problem. The being indignant to respecting men. So the guys ain't going to be around for that, no matter what you say or do. Now, the other thing about this part of it is there's disrespect without consequence. And I think that's one of the biggest problems in general. Why the guy, like when people think the guys aren't there, they abandon you, they walked away, they're not gonna step up to the plate, is because there are really no consequences, quote unquote, for disrespect. Because if you disrespect me and I respond to you, I'm gonna be in trouble for my response to you. You're not gonna be in trouble for your disrespect to me. You know what I'm saying? So it winds up being a crazy issue. How I feel about the quarterback? You know what? I'm gonna do a sports one. I might do a sports one a Sunday or Monday to talk about stuff like that third ward, because I kind of knew that was coming already. You know, like 4 of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL are black, so you know that the day was coming. But the disrespect without consequence, and the crazy part about it is when somebody anime just brought up, I saw the word white zaddy. You know, that's the interesting thing about the respect wanting people to stay, because as a black man you would disrespect me quickly in my race, outside of my race, and the same person that would disrespect me just like that in an instant would turn right around and put on their house their house non-Negro shoes for quote unquote white zaddy. You know, I ain't gonna mess with you. I ain't gonna. How you doing, sir? Hey, sir. Hi. What's going on, sir? Hi. What do you need, sir? Hey, I respect you. You ain't gonna do whatever you need. And you sit there looking at people like, bye. What are you? Why did you go? Well, there's no respect here. Why should I be here? And I see you have the capacity to respect people because you turn right around and respected somebody else. And you know, some people snap in and out of that consciously and subconsciously. Truth teller, what's up? Nate, what's good going on? They snap right in and out of that consciously and subconsciously so fast that when you confront them about that, they're like, "You just did that? I didn't do nothing. What are you talking about?" And when you respond with the "I didn't do nothing," what are you talking about? People bounce on you. They bounce on you. They're like, "Man, I'm out of here, man. Got time for this stupid stuff, man. I'm gonna be here to be disrespected by you. You. Oh, okay. Whatever. I'm out." So, and then people think it's no consequence. How do I not see that black men do the same thing for non-black women? Now, hold up for a second before I go for it. Bible Thumper, are you talking to me? Because this will go with the topic if you're talking to me. The conditions on whether a black man will get respect. They do change with the wind, Goonie. So let me know if you're talking to me, Bible Thumper. You know, because this is actually part of the problem, but I don't want to use it. No, okay. So you are talking to me. Won't you rewind and hear if I said black women? See, this is part of the disrespect that I'm talking about. Think about this. The title says you want to disrespect him and you want him to stay. I know, Eugene, but I'm just using this as an example because it fits with the topic. But instead of worrying about the men, it's about the women. You don't respect the men enough to respect when the men are talking about how they're getting disrespected. It's got to be about the women. But once again, there's no consequence, right? Well, you know what? I take that back. You know what? Here's a consequence today, God dog it. Wait. You know, there you go. Yeah, that's a consequence today. Because you should have known if I was talking about black people or not when I first talked. You know what I'm saying? But you didn't care because it was all about making your point and disrespecting mine. Trayon, thanks. You know, that's part of it. So that's the consequence. If you can't respect my authority, then I'm gonna get you. You know, but you know, this is the thing. If you can just disrespect somebody without consequences, because a lot of times, you know, in America in general, disrespectful people are people who know all of the laws and all of the 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 paperwork. You get what I'm saying? You know, if you respond and do this to me, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna call this person, I'm gonna call that person, and I'm gonna file this and I'm gonna file that. Oh, that's what this is about. You want to know consequence. You want to be able to be a little disrespectful little jerk, but you didn't want that response. This idea of quote unquote shade. You know what I'm saying? I want to throw a little shade at you. Like part of the reason I made I'm making this live. I was listening to BGS. He brought some brother on, and the brother was took shots at BGS, and he was like, you know, I took shots at you, but I didn't. Oh, I did? I didn't know I said that. It's personal, but it's not personal. And that's that little, you know, I'm a grown man who want to act like a little third grade girl type thing. And I hate that. You know, because all of a sudden, right, it's fake. I want to disrespect you, but I want to think it's cute and it's funny. But if you try to take my head off, I want to play the victim. No, you're not a victim. You're just not a victim. You're just a jerk. And nobody asked you, you know, like if a person doesn't give off, isn't out disrespecting people, you shouldn't think it's okay for you to go disrespect them and then expect them to still deal with you. That's the funny thing about quote unquote when people talk about just the girly thing of saying shade. That's the funny thing about quote unquote shade. It's not like we roasting. Like me and my friends, we'll talk bad about each other, we clowning each other. But we're not gonna really talk to each other, disrespect each other, being honest, like in a real I don't like you type of way, and then go, I was just playing. I tried to bang your wife. That's not disrespectful. It was personal, but it wasn't personal. We ain't doing all that. We ain't doing all that. We're not playing that game. You know, and then when these guys ain't around you no more, you like, where my friends at? They gone. They don't, you ain't got no friends. Ain't nobody rocking with you. You know, and then the other thing about it is, you know, how can I say this? You know, since the guys can't be the hero, and since the men can go on strike, and since there's no respect for the consequences, it's this constant movement of the goalpost. Because the thing about this situation is he'll never be good enough. And I hear this all the time on YouTube, not understanding how disrespectful it is to the men. He'll never be good enough. Think about it. If you don't make $100,000, you ain't nobody. Well, 10% of America, you know, probably less than 10% makes $100,000 and up. So the other 90% of people who don't, how can I say, who don't make $100,000 are to be disrespected. They're not worth it. Even though you don't make $100,000. So you don't make $100,000, but because the people that you want to date don't make $100,000, they're just beneath you. That's interesting. It's like, oh, okay, that's what we doing? You know, so now he'll never be good enough, but you want him to stay. Oh man, he makes 75, but he ain't good enough. How much you make? 40, but he ain't got 100 though. Okay. He make 92 and not good enough. Okay. Epic, what's up? That's not good enough, huh? And this idea that he'll never be good enough. He could be a good man. He, he might be a cheater though. Is he a cheater, or did you just put on that he might be a cheater? He just might be though. So he ain't. So even if he's a man who's man, I don't even. It's on my page somewhere. You know, man. I'm not playing with you right now. You know, that's part of the problem though. Like he'll never be good enough. You know, and for Bible thumper, I know since you just got blocked again, I'm gonna give you this. It's not even an advice. This is not about people who agree with me. I'm just doing a live. But here's the thing: if you notice, everybody is respectful. Even the women in here are respectful. Even they don't have to agree with everything I have to say, men or the women. But they're not gonna come causing conflict and dissension just because. That's that bull right there. You just want to cause the conflict and dissension just because. That's a problem. Now, back to what I was saying about he'll never be good enough. You know, if he's a good father, he ain't a good enough father. If he's a good black man, he's not. How is he compared to white men? You know, Tony, what's going on? Okay, I'm gonna give you what you want, Bible Thumper. No, no, no. Don't even erase their message no more. I'm gonna give you what you want, Bible Thumper. You want attention for being a bitch. That's what you want. You want to be able to be a bitch with no regard or respect for the situation. That's what's going on. But you probably don't want nobody to call you a bitch because you're being a bitch. Do you have to agree with what I have to say? No. Do you have to come in here doing hoe shit? No. But you choose to do hoe ass shit. Why the fuck would I want to talk to you? This ain't even a fucking call-in show. This is the fucking problem. I went live and your stupid ass came here because you don't like fucking men to be a bitch. And you didn't listen to a fucking thing I said. Because you just wanted to be a bitch because you don't like black men. Go be with women. Then you don't have this fucking problem, you jackass. Now, in other news, back to the topic. I didn't mean to be on that because I'm sorry, unheard of. But they're stupid. Now, you never be good enough. Never. If you're nice, you're too nice. That's crazy. If you're giving, you're a sucker for being given. If you hold on to knife out, if you hold on to self-respect, you're toxic. If you're a religious man, you could be, looked at as you're a scam artist. You're never gonna be good enough. What's going on? Speak on this. Like you're never gonna be good enough. And then, if you're never good enough, then that's not even understanding that no matter how good this guy is, he's never good enough. That's disrespectful because everybody else can be good, can be whoever they are and be accepted for who they are. But even if you're great, you're not good enough. You can be better than 95% of the people in the world, but you're not really good enough because you didn't do all of these extra things that I want you to do because I'm really not on your level. That's crazy. But you want these guys to stay. He's never good enough. You're going to disrespect him even if he's good, but he's never good enough for you. But he needs to stay and be told that he's not good enough. Thanks, fam. He needs to stay and be told how not good enough he is, how incompetent he is. Let me go to the next topic because of that. But you need him all the time when the chips are down. When the chips are down, who are you calling on? These same guys that's never good enough. These same guys that are incompetent. These same guys that don't make $100,000 a year. These same guys, you ain't the white man and the Hispanic man, the same guys. When the chips are down, you call these same guys that you don't want to be around. They toxic masculinity. But but now you need him? Where the father's at? The same father you didn't respect. Right. Where the soldiers in the community, and I ain't talking about the gangsters, I'm talking about the literal soldiers who's in the military. Where the soldiers in the community? The same ones that you said y'all wouldn't fight in the white man's army. Y'all coons, y'all sellouts. That's the ones y'all talking about y'all need. Now y'all respect them? They gone because y'all didn't respect them. And I've done this too. The guys that's in law enforcement. Man, he on that other side. My house get robbed. Where the brothers at? Where the folks at? Someone please call 911. And the same brother that you like, he a cop. He's the same one that needs to show up and help you or me. But we want them to stay. They married legally. Oh, I'm going to get to that too. Because I talked about that too. You know, oh man, I'm going to do some things. Scratching them wigs again. But, you know, when you need money, a lot of y'all ain't, let's be honest. When a lot of y'all need money, who y'all calling somebody a dude? Let's be honest. And if y'all not calling a dude, y'all calling an old woman who inherited money from her husband. I got you, Trent. I'm going to check him out today then. You know, but the same people, when the chip's down, you're going to call him, you ain't going to respect it. So let me tell you something. For a lot of people who went to school, there are a lot of kids, male and female, whose dad took care of them, took care of their education, took care of them as adults. They still don't respect dad. You tried to buy my love. Motherfucker. Dad was taking care of you. So even when dad took care of you, you couldn't even respect that. So when dad not around, dad living his life, now you mad at dad because dad ain't gonna help you no more because when dad did help you, you told him he was just trying to buy your love when he was being a good father. But we don't want to talk about that part. I hate you, Dad. Can I have your car? These guys take you out to dinner and try to treat you right. Do you respect them? No. Some of y'all so stupid. I used to hate that when I go on dates. I told my mom and my girlfriends your name and your address and your license plate just in case you did something to me. Don't tell me that. So you want to disrespect me like that and say, I asked you out for a date in public, but I'm going to try to kill you. And you got witnesses already. Legend, what's going on? And you got witnesses already. But I need to pay for this meal now. Have you lost your mind? But these are the guys you want to stay. You want these guys where you going to be a husband in a community? A husband to who? Uh-oh. Man, I wish I had that kind of thing too. You want a husband. Okay, so what are you going to do for your husband? What do you do for your husband? You know, well, and this is where this is the disrespect. A lot of you sisters, I got love for y'all. But one of the main reasons why a lot of women are single and not going to get married or not been getting married is a lot of y'all want to be disrespectful to men while men are actually dating and courting you. And this is what happens. But when you make me a wife, if you marry me, you know, I'm gonna know what to do. No. A lot of guys got caught up, married women like that, and they wives the same way that they was terrible girlfriends. I'm holding out all the goods until I get married. And they wind up doing the exact same stuff they was doing when they was a girlfriend. Being a half-ass girlfriend. Talking about when I'm a wife, I'm gonna be a whole person. And then the guy's like, the bait and switch. They gonna fucking stuff you deaf in that order. Like, it's crazy. JJ was good, but that's the problem. But you need to respect that. You need to respect that. You know, and if you were just a better man, it'll change everything. And I'm gonna get into that before and wrap this thing up in a sense. Thanks, D. Righteously rebellious. What's going on? South Central, what's happening? The idea that men gotta be better men for you to actually respect them is a fallacy in itself. Jamar, what's happening? Because what you're saying is, if he okay, if two people are together, this person and this person needs to be a better human being, and then this person will act right. But y'all both adults. All right, what's happening? But y'all both adults. So when you act stoic and heroic and godlike, that's when I'm gonna act like it. Well, see, here's the problem. Eddie, what's going on? Darren, what's going on? When these guys actually get very altruistic, good Samaritan-esque, you still not gonna act right. You gonna make an excuse. Well, I can't, because he ain't good enough. When he's a stand-up guy, you're not gonna be stand-up with him because, well, you need to act better than that. You need to act, and when you act just like Jesus, then I'ma do it. No, you're not. But you want that guy to stay. You want him to keep making improvements. And this works in life in general. If you keep telling a person they need to keep making improvements, they're gonna make improvements if they see fit. But they're gonna out-improve you. And they're not gonna be around you no more. Because then they're gonna be so advanced and you're still gonna be here. You were on the same level, but when you get here, then I get there. But then they got there. That ain't good enough. When you get there, then I'm gonna try. Then you ain't try again. Then when you get here, then I'm gonna really try. You know, then they there, and that's what happened. I don't need to mess with this person no more. No, they lazy. I'm out. And then you left me. No, you never grew. You never evolved. You never became a better person. As a matter of fact, you disrespected me so I could be a better person, quote unquote. Then I, quote unquote, became a better person. You still stayed the same disrespectful person. So guess what? I'm going to go meet people who I'm evenly yoked with. See, when you respect somebody, they stay around you. Yeah, I mean, I feel you. I feel you on that, fam. You know, Buster, what's happening? You know, man, Yuchi, I feel you on that. Like, but I ain't even just talking about women in general, but it's both men and women. But that's the part of the problem. You know, well, what's popping, man? But that's part of the problem is now we in this situation where you're looking at people and you're like, okay, what we doing? Because now we're not equally yoked because I became a better person than you. And you think you could disrespect me into being a better person. But, okay, if I took that and I became a better person, who are you now? Who are you now? Where are you at now? And then, you know, the community wants these very same people to come back and help. Help what? Help what? Like if I grew up in the hood, which I did, and I left the hood because the hood disrespected me, why am I going to come back to the hood? What's up, Fish Grace? How you doing, Kendra? And y'all need to, Kendra be dropping some look. And she's one of the best writers I didn't, look, man, you're a great writer. Like, I keep saying that, but yeah. If y'all ain't subscribed to Kendra, y'all better go on her page, The Crimson Cure. Do that. You know, I ain't know, she be cooking the guy knockers. I ain't gonna front. But, that's part of the issue, though. Yeah, RP Patrice O'Neal, too. That's my dog. I still got the things. George Frazier. Look, see, you got the love for Kendra. She good peoples. But that's part of the community issue too. The community wants to disrespect you and they want you to stay. Why you left the hood? Because when I was in the hood, you disrespected me. Why am I gonna stay? That doesn't mean I'm gonna go to the suburbs. Truck Turner, what's happening? That doesn't mean I'm gonna go to the suburbs because Ronan, thanks, fam. That doesn't mean I'm going to the suburbs because the people in the suburbs, quote unquote, respect me more. I'm going to the suburbs because there's more space and people who out here working don't have the time to disrespect their neighbors. They don't have the time to disrespect their neighbors' children. They're in a rat race and a grind like everybody else. They don't have the time to throw shade and be petty and all that. I'm in Houston. Miss Natalie, what's happening? Yeah, and that sucks, Miss Natalie, that people fight. But that's not going to change the dynamic because, if you do something wrong, you got to try to fix it. That doesn't necessarily mean the person is going to, quote unquote, forgive you and welcome you back with open arms. And it's not necessarily even sometimes for the other person. When they say forgiveness is for you, not the other person, that also should go for asking for forgiveness. That should go both ways. And that's the problem I'm talking about even with the disrespect is people want to disrespect people and I don't even watch the NHL, fam, but if they do, they do. I see you got the Sabres thing though. I think that's the Sabres. I do know the teams enough to know certain things. They want to drag them onward, yet treat them like wow, Xerxes on 300. But and that's the problem, man. Like we can't do that. Like if you want these men to help lift up the community and help families, and a lot of these men are traditional and want to uplift the community and have families. You gotta respect these guys. You can't disrespect these guys and think they're gonna stay. We all only have this one life. So why am I gonna let you disrespect me the vast majority of my life to do something for you? You don't respect what I'm doing for you, and then when I die, you respect me when I'm dead. No, I'm gonna go be around people who appreciate me while I'm living. You give people their roses while they living. And if somebody is planting a garden for you and they're growing roses for you and you disrespecting them, they're gonna plant a garden somewhere else where people appreciate. So don't ask these people to stay because they ain't gonna stay. Don't ask these men, why you left me because they ain't not coming back. I feel like I can't respect a man, then I don't need to be in his presence. Right. But I feel you, Nakeem, on that. I'm just saying that's the same thing for the men. If men feel like they're not being respected, they're not going to be there. They're not going to be there. You can't tell these guys that they're respected. The gynocracy wouldn't be flightless if they weren't consistently disrespectful. Exactly. Oh, Michael, what's good? Mike, what's happening? And that's the one thing I will say about that, because I ain't going to be on that much longer. You don't get anything positive out of disrespect. You don't. So when you constantly disrespect the person, they're not going to stay around you. Like if I got a son, if I constantly disrespect my son, guess what happens when he grows up and becomes an adult? He's not going to be around me. Why? Because I disrespected him too much. Right? If I have a girlfriend or a wife, guess what? And I constantly disrespect her, guess what's gonna happen? We're gonna break up or get divorced because it's not gonna happen. If I have friends who I constantly disrespect, I'm not gonna have friends. They're not gonna put up with it. If I owned a company and employed people and I constantly disrespecting my employees. I'm going out of business because nobody's going to work for me. If I work for a job and I'm constantly disrespecting the managers and a supervisor and the owner, I'm going to get fired because they're not going to deal with my disrespect. Jeremiah, you know what? I'm not necessarily. I'm talking about men who are respectable, who are not getting respect. Like I'm not gonna sit here and be a liar and say that some people actions make them not be respected. But there are a lot of people, especially a lot of brothers, whose actions warrant a lot of damn respect, but they still don't get any. So they're not going to be around. The the only real man within the gynocracy is yeah, and he's looking. Oh damn it! You know what? It's George Macon's fault. The George Macon of the Temptations. Still waters run deep. It's all George Macon's fault. And so that's part of the issue. Like, if you gotta respect these brothers. And you know what? I'm gonna use some like George knows about brothers who have a sketchy past, right? When those brothers fix their lives and become respectable men, we gotta respect brothers like that too. Because when they become respectable men, it's like F you, F you, F you, F you. Then they're not gonna be around either. You know? They're not gonna be around either. It's like, yo, yeah, I did some things wrong. I cleaned it up. I'm good. I'm a better man. I'm doing the right thing. If you're not gonna respect that, those brothers not gonna be around. Exactly. Respect is way, but men operate on respect, not love. That's why I started this. That's how I started this thing. You know what I'm saying? That's why I started this video because, for some odd reason, especially with we're trying to treat men like women. I'm gonna love you. These guys want respect. They want respect. They don't want your. They're gonna take your love, but they want your respect. And if they're doing what it takes to be respected, and you're not respecting them, they're not gonna stay. And a lot of people don't want to admit this. This goes with the community. This goes with the men. This goes with the women. This even goes with the children. When you disrespect a highly respectable man and he bounces, you miss his presence. You miss his presence. And you realize he didn't leave because he's not a man. He left because he was a man. And a man ain't going to be dealing with that. Exactly, Joe. There's no love without respect. Like, you're going to miss his presence. And I've as I've grown up, I've heard a lot of children, men and women, talk about this situation where, man, they really had my back. They was a real good person. That was a real good man. That was a real good dude. And I didn't act right with them. A lot of times people respect people in their absence more than they do in their presence. And that sucks. But the thing about that is, thanks, Kevin. The thing about that is, and this is where I'm going to close out and say this. It's a disheartening lesson to learn when you've been around respectful men who you didn't respect and they left, and then you meet other men who are respectful, stand-up men, and you treat them in the very same way. T-Mac, what's up? You treat them in the very same way you did the person that left. You didn't learn the lesson like, okay, this person is a stand-up man. I'm going to do right by them. So this first stand-up man leave, and you miss them because you didn't do right by them. The second stand-up man show up, and you treat him just as bad as you did the first one. And what winds up happening is you go through a long stretch of time before the third one show up. Because they're not coming around. They're just not. And this idea, and the weird idea, especially with black men, we're demonized so much, but we're demonized so much about we're being bad men. But how is it that our same community in our same country always expects us to be the better man? See, if we ain't good men and we ain't respectable people, why are you expecting us to always be the better men? We're supposed to always be the bigger person, the better person, the person that works extra hard, the person that makes more something out of nothing, the person that succeeds in spite of. But but we're not quote unquote good people. Wow, and you're not gonna expect that. Jeremiah, I don't know, fam. You gonna have to play that back. Like you might have to play this back and because I don't think she gave a response. I'm not sure. I spar with them. With them, okay, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I could feel that. Don't hurt everybody with the logic. I mean, I'm not trying to, but that's part of the issue. Like, if these guys are so bad, how is it brothers to call? Thanks, Paul. Like, how do if these guys are so disrespectful and incompetent and not good, how is it brother right now you can call? And it ain't just one. It ain't like you just know one. You know multiple. It's just like being when women say that there are no men around. At the same time they saying men are thirsty. You got a bevy of men at your disposal. You just didn't do it. Man, that's Donnell Jones. Or that's George Macon in The Temptation. Still waters run deep. You know, Judge, I was about to get you. Because there's a narrative and then there's the truth. Case in point, chicks claim they don't need a man, then complain of the ill side effects of men not being present. Right. He either ain't shit or he is. Exactly, Kendra. That's the thing. Like, these guys are not. Humans are, woo! Well, I mean, yeah. Some of us are bad. But I think more good people this is what I think about human beings. I think the good people are silent and the bad people are loud. And so the bad people make more noise than the good people. You know what I'm saying? No, it's George Macon in The Temptations. I'm the kind of guy that believes that chivalry ain't dead. Ain't nobody paid to see you, Otis. Now, but that's part of the problem. Like, what winds up happening, George, you ain't shit. But what winds up happening is at the end of the day, what we doing? What we really doing? You can't respect these guys. You can't respect these guys. Well, don't. And that's how I'm gonna end this. Like, if you can't respect these men, don't. Because somebody else will. Somebody else will respect the very good, respectable men that you don't respect. And I guarantee you're gonna have that look on your face like, who I'm stuck with. You stuck with who you stuck with. That ain't their problem. So, you know what? I got to go. I got to go, Kendra. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. That was all digital. But we'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace. What's up, Joe Peterson? Magnolia, you heard me?